So let's continue with 1-7 here, question number 5. We have that stack of single dollar bills would be 91,954 miles high. And question number 5 says the Earth is 9.3 times 10 to the 7th miles from the Sun. What percentage of the way would be that stack of bills? Scientific notation and decimal notation. Okay, but they want the answer as a percentage. So let's remember, if I have the number 0.05, the way I would write that as a percentage is you move the decimal over 2 and add the percent sign. So when I do this calculation, I'm going to get a decimal. I'm going to have to move the decimal over 2 and add the percent sign to answer my question wanted to know a percentage. So in my calculator, I'm going to have 91954 divided by, and in my denominator I have 9.3 times 10 to the 7th. And I get 9.8875 times 10 to the negative 4. Let me go ahead and write that down. 9.887 times 10 to the negative 4. Now that is not a percentage. First of all, let's write this as a decimal. So I'm going to have to move the decimal place over 4. Since we're making this number smaller, we're going to move 4 decimal places to the left. This is going to be a number less than 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Okay, so this is scientific notation. For this answer, it's not a percentage yet. This is decimal representation of this answer. It is not a percent yet. If I want to change this to a percentage, I move the decimal over to 0.9887%. That's my decimal answer. If I want a scientific notation answer, I have to change 0.09887 to scientific notation. So 1, 2. This would be 9.887 times 10 to the negative 2, and don't forget the percent sign. Scientific notation percentage, decimal notation percentage. So these questions are really getting us to practice our scientific notation and are moving our decimal points. All right, they say enough silliness. The total amount of money taken by the federal government is $3.2 trillion. How many is trillion in scientific notation? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. Here's my trillions. Trillions are 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Trillions are times 10 to the 12th. All right, so 3.2 trillion, 3.2 times 10 to the 12th. The total of money taken in was 3.2 trillion. This is all the money they get. They get money outside of just income tax. What percentage of this revenue came from personal income? All right, so from the previous example, this is the personal income tax, what they got. And this is all the revenues from businesses and from other sources, importing and such. So we're going to want to do this calculation. And again, they ask a percentage. So our first answer is going to be a decimal. We're going to have to change that decimal into a percentage. So what is 1.3549348 times 10 to the 12th divided by 3.02 times 10 to the 12th. And I get a decimal answer that is 0.4487. Now that is not a percentage, that's just a decimal answer. If I want to change this to a percentage, I move the decimal point over 2 and add the percent sign. So that is 44.87, or if you wanted to round up, 44.9% of all the money the government gets comes from personal income taxes. All right, moving on to the next question. Among those earning $10 million or more, the average amount of taxes paid is 7.88 times 10 to the 6th. What percentage is that of all of the government's revenue? All right, so that is 7.88 times 10 to the 6th. And of all the government's revenue, we knew that was 3.02 times 10 to the 12th. And again, the question is percentage. So the first thing we're going to do is find the answer as a decimal, and then we're going to move the decimal places over 2. So what is 7.88 times 10 to the, oh, pressed the wrong number, sorry, 7.88 times 10 to the 6th divided by 3.02 times 10 to the 12th. All right, and it gave me my answer in scientific notation. So let me just go ahead and write that down. That's 2.609 times 10 to the negative 6. Let me make that a decimal. We're going to move this over 6. See this negative number? That means it's going to be a small number. Less than 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fill in with zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. That's my decimal answer, but they wanted a percentage. So to change to a percentage, I move over 2 and add the percent sign. This is my decimal percent. Now, if I also want to write this in scientific notation, what is 1, 2, 3, 2, 6 in scientific notation? 1, 2, 3. I've had to move over 4 places. That would be 2.6 times 10 to the negative 4th, and don't forget the percent sign. Decimal percent, scientific notation percent. Last question here. How did the amount of money taken by the government in 2014 compare to the amount spent, which was 5.31 times 10 to the 12th? What can you conclude? All right, so they spent 3.51 times 10 to the 12th, and they brought in 3.02 times 10 to the 12th. All right, so there definitely was a shortfall here. What is 3.51 minus 3.02? 0.49 times 10 to the 12th. We went into debt, or we spent 4.9 times 10 to the 12th more dollars than we brought in. Let's change this and put it in English expression. We're going to move over 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And let's add the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we overspent by this amount of money. Let's go ahead and put the commas in. This is thousandths, millions, trillions. 490, thousandths, millions, billions. $490 billion over budget, or I should say over the amount of money we brought in, which is a lot of money overspending.